Hi, everybody. Monday again, special Monday. Happy Vesak. And we had the eclipse yesterday and the full moon in Scorpio tonight. So lots of things happening. I don't know how you felt the energies, but I felt they were pretty heavy and intense. And that was from Friday until today. I still feel that. Now, I just had the reading in Spanish for the group in YouTube that I have for my students. And the card that came out, interesting enough, it's the card of purification. Now, if we feel Scorpio in this full moon and everything that is going on with this eclipse, it feels like not just purifying things, but getting rid of really deep-seated programming and traumas that everybody carries, including myself. And I'm going to have to work on a very deep, heavy one these months from now until the next full moon. And I know I got it. I will do it. And here it will end. Now, what does it mean? That if we have programs or addiction to suffering, whatever reason, if it's karmic or not karmic or whatever it is, this is the time to release it. Now, for the full moon, we have a contract that we can do. I don't have it in English, actually, but people who actually have subscribed probably they are following Joanne. And I got the contract as well from Rion in the States when I had a session some years ago, and is the one I'm using and I'm sharing with my students and my patients and the people who follows me. I've been doing it myself for a long time. It does work. Now, if we look at the card, now normally my cards, some of them are night, others are daytime like this one. When it's a daytime card, it implies that you are almost 90% conscious of what's going on. Okay, now I'm going to read a little bit of the card and then explain the rest. Now you have the willingness to go back to the symbol. That willingness of resting, of trusting. You want to burn everything that you have accumulated and you let go of any past and anything that is not true. This is the introductory poem for purification. Okay, now here you see a woman that is sitting on this kind of blanket, and there's the the little dove there, which is a representation of your soul. Now, here this card is about that whoever watches this later, a woman or a man, you are now ready and more comfortable going into another's world. Meaning, if you're a woman, you're comfortable going into the man's world. If you're a man, into the woman's world, without losing yourself. What do I mean here? This card is related to people that had in past relationships codependency, or they lost themselves in relationship. They just fusionated so much. They became so much the other that they forgot themselves. Now, that's cause for suffering, for addiction to suffering, and more. That could be for empathics, and it could be for non-empathics. So here it talks about that now you're ready to do that because you've done some work and you're ready to do whatever rest is there to do it. Okay? But to actually feel the tent, which is open and has a nice fire inviting you to come in, another one coming in, this is the time to release anything that doesn't belong to this area. Because obviously, if the teepee is full of your eggs and all the programming that you're carrying, nobody else is going to go in. There's too many people energetically, so to say. So here you trust and you don't lose yourself, and you try and you every day do a new step towards the other situation. And here the fire, this time the fire is been put by you, nobody else. It implies that lately you have been recovering and reclaiming your power, your personal power. But during this month, May, which I already talked in another video that I did, but especially during this week, it's about reclaiming those part of you that you lost, whatever is the reason. It could be a karmic debt, it could be a trauma, it could be situations. It's about finding out them to be able to release them, okay? Now, before, you were not open, neither your heart or your space, to another, but now you are. And you're ready to finish whatever it's needed to be done to invite that person to come in, okay? Now, the pastel colors that we see on the background, and it's daytime, it's about your state of fluidity, of flowing, being in the present, in the here and now, which is very different from what you did in the past, okay? Now, there's a moon and there's a sun. The moon is bigger because this card implies that now you're very connected, whoever, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, to the feminine, to the divine feminine, and you have opened up to this, okay? Now, suggestions, okay? Here you need to let go of any expectations that you have gathered and are not yours. It could be family ones, and you believe they're yours, or it could be other ones that you have accumulated over existences, and that you have done work, but maybe now you need to do the rest of the work so that it ends here and it never comes again. Now, this, until now, it has affected the way you relate to others, okay? And what you expect from the world. Because obviously, if your objectives are borrowed, they're not yours. So obviously, you'll never feel that they're really yours. And you always will have doubts, and you will have to ask others, because I believe it's not something that comes from within. It's been something that you have taken on board. And this is important to find out this week. Now, if you are not meditating, and I hope you are, or maybe you are and you never experience a Vipassana. Now, Vipassana, it's when you go for a week or 10 days into retirement for not speaking to anybody, not seeing anybody. You could do it alone. There's some places, different countries, they do it in different ways. But here I know a place not far away from me that they do it in a group. But there's another one that you can hire rooms, and then basically you there alone the 10 days. They only serve you food, okay? And you can go into the woods and walk, and there's a river, and that's basically what you do. You're not allowed to read or write or anything. They take the phone away. So you're completely isolated from technologies and things, and you basically dedicate yourself to listen to yourself, okay? Sometimes there's a part within that needs this space to find out these deep, borrowed objectives that are not yours. Especially when people want to do a big change in their lives. Maybe they had a kind of job for 20 years and now they're rethinking and they want to leave absolutely everything. They want to do something completely different. People that have experienced a divorce, they lost somebody, or they've been sick and now they're healthy. They newly awakened. It could be many, many reasons. But if you go into a long meditation, it doesn't matter if you go to a friend's house that you can borrow and be alone, or that you go to a place that organize these things. The idea is to focus on what you feel and what you want so that you can really focus your energy in the things that you need to focus, because it's so easy to get distracted, very easy, and the energy sometimes they don't help us. So as I posted one day into the group, I was grounding myself, almost grounding into the ground of the earth, because when there are eclipses and full moon, sometimes it's heavy. It's not that simple. So being in nature is the best. So again, the card of purification is the card for this week. Okay. If anybody wants to work with these cards, which I channel over 10 years and I painted, and there's a book with them, they're healing cards. Actually, you can put them on top of you, they work with you, and there's some work that is related to each card. So if anybody feels drawn to work with star seeds, a compass to your way home, just contact me, go into the website and write a message, or you can write in YouTube, and I will be happy to do a session with you, and we will work with one, and then you can actually have this card to work with you 21 days, and there's some work to do. So until next week, have a wonderful Monday, a wonderful week, and see you soon. Bye-bye.